Hello friends, welcome to the Teachers Lounge podcast, Teach, Lead, Inspire. Ben Heckathorn here, your host and source of all things chattable in the education space. Tweaking my intro here and personalising it a bit, please visualise yourself on the staff room lounge chatting topics, concerns, issues with a colleague. Well, today's topic is morning routines. It's something I have a love-hate relationship with. There's been times in my life, such as deep in triathlon training, where I've been up at 5 and smashed through a rigorous sequence. Then times where the kids throw everything into disarray and routines are lost, possibly in that space now. But how do good morning routines serve teachers and leaders well to help set up strong foundations for their day or week so you can be efficient, effective, and not burn out? So sit back, grab a cuppa or bang in the AirPods and go for a walk. This episode is going to look at a really great morning routine based on Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning that I'm currently actually giving a test run in a 30-day challenge with a small group of guinea pigs across Australia. Now, the current timestamp is September and almost halfway through the 30 days challenge. So, let's go! Okay, so trialing this Miracle Morning routine, I'd strongly actually suggest purchasing the book Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Basic deets, he is a superhuman. Apart from breaking his back, lost his love for life, but then he flipped it around and essentially grabbed life by the balls and found that the morning mindset was key to success, and thus developed a morning framework called the Miracle Morning, which changed his and, according to the book, thousands of others' lives. So I'm like, well, I wanted to grab life by the balls, so let's give it a shot. Now, I've tried this a few times over a few years now and have not actually found a system of the Miracle Morning that fits in with my life. There's kids, my wife leaves early, we've got this dual career going, there's the morning rush. I'm still waiting to find that aha fit. So thinking outside the box, like maybe my morning routine needs to start at nighttime. But without going into the details of me and the 30-day challenge, this episode is simply going to be a general overview of the morning routine framework. Now, there are 6 elements it's actually in a really cool acronym that goes by SAVERS. It's SAVERS. And that stands for silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing or writing. So including each of these elements each morning positions yourself, as in all parts like body, mind, self, or spirit, consciousness, soul, whatever space you want to label that. And it's important to keep the alignment here of the dialogue of the Teachers Lounge to you, to teachers, to leaders. And again, so we can teach well, lead well, and inspire. So that inspire or that leadership comes out of our overflow. So if we're not leading ourselves well, it's going to be very difficult to authentically lead or inspire others. So these little morning elements are to do just that. Help you be more effective in your day and week, leading a team, leading a school, running a meeting, running detention. Maybe you have a difficult parent or staff conversation, and these will all help contribute. Now, the SAVERS framework is a daily morning routine, and it goes from 6 minutes to 60 minutes. Now, for my challenge, and again, I'm about 10 days in of 30 days, I'm on about 10. So the premise is to help teachers move away from the chaos. I'm using chaos because mornings can be chaotic, whether it's in your house or at school in the morning. It's just chaos, basically. So it's to move away from the mindset of chaos, of rushing, and prepares you mentally and physically for the demands of the day. Now, already I'm like, I'm in. What is that magic key? Well, not really. It's a lot of effort, but the rewards, I would say, greatly outweigh the effort. So rather than diving straight into work when you wake up, or the emails, or kids jumping on your bed, whatever your morning looks like, Maybe you don't have kids. Maybe you are in this bliss state environment where perhaps you don't have a routine. And this could be something to really kickstart that momentum. So we're looking to have a calm and intentional morning routine, which provides a chance to reset and refocus. So we talked about SAVERS, SAVERS. Practices like silence and affirmations, that's S and A, they foster mindfulness and patience and positivity, which, when you think about it, are essential for entering a mindset to manage classroom dynamics effectively. Other elements like visualization and writing, they help clarify goals that you might have and also help anticipate challenges of the day ahead or the day just gone. While things like exercise and reading, we all know exercise boosts energy. And again, that could be a podcast in itself. There's plenty of podcasters or information out there about exercise boosting energy. And reading also encourages this idea of continuous personal or academic growth. Now, by starting the day with purpose, with SAVERS, teachers, leaders, people in the edu space can feel more grounded, resilient, and ready to face the challenges ahead with what I like to call a clear mind and focused motivation. Or maybe you've come home on Tuesday and you just lost it, go, I quit, and you need that renewed motivation. So clear mind, focused, or renewed motivation. Now, as I'm about 10 days into my own 30-day challenge in this, I've already failed, but I have distinctly chosen to chip away at the SAVERS to kind of routine proof bits and pieces of it. So the first part I've started out with is the SAV. So silence, affirmations, and visualization. They are more the mindy type ones, which for me right now is really important to more or less rise above circumstances and have that strong mental grit to deal with just some of the nonsense that comes my way. So as I said, I'm doing this challenge, which is unpacking and implementing SAVERS into my morning, which I'm already finding I might need to do a split shift and do some at night time and some in the morning to kind of create that holistic, you're going to bed with a closed off and clear and empty mind. Sleep well, hopefully. Again, there's probably podcasts out there or information about how to sleep well, but flowing that through to the morning and then what are those elements that you need to do, or for me, to really set that day up well. So, for example, classic, I cannot find the time in the morning unless I'm up at 4:30 to exercise. So does that need to happen before I go to bed? So just kind of piecing the puzzle together like that. We're going to go through the points now over the SAVERS framework. And more of a high level, I might go deeper into each one and what they are and what it could look like in later episodes. But for now, just simply highlighting how each element can help teachers set up their day or week for success and your own version of grabbing life by the balls. So here we go. And there's 6 of these we're going to unpack, starting with silence. And again, we're going to make these relevant to #teacherlife. So think of your own kind of circumstances and maybe one of these elements is very relevant to you and go, how can I'm speaking for you, how can you implement this into your life? Does it seem important? And maybe this is something you want to sign on for the next 30-day challenge, because highly likely I'll need to do another 30 days to implement and embed some of this into my life. All right, so silence. Starting the day with a few moments of silence allows teachers to center themselves, which reduces stress and promotes this mental clarity before the busy day ahead. Now, I did mention earlier that the scope or the time allocation for a miracle morning is from anywhere from 6 minutes to 15 minutes to 60 minutes. It really depends on your circumstances. So for me, silence looks something like maybe 2 minutes where I'm just sitting there. I've got everything closed off. Kids aren't awake yet, and I'm literally just sitting in silence and constantly trying to fight the thoughts coming into my head about the day, which would essentially be like visualization stuff, just sitting there, silence, closed off your mind, and really, again, literally just sitting in silence. So practicing this mindfulness or meditation or just being silent and still during this time, I feel really increase a teacher's or leader or anyone ability to stay calm and patient. It's this self-discipline of being silent. We have so many things, and I don't know the numbers or the statistics, but the amount of inputs we have during the day, any given day, or if you've got kids, a morning. So many inputs, and starting the day with this clearing the mind, boosting focus, helps teachers set up their day to be quiet, calm, patient, reduce stress, and then kind of setting that clean slate for the day. And as I said, my experiences with silence are great. It's often I just get up, it could be 6 o'clock, and silence is the first thing. And I'm referring to my 30-day challenge here. And I just sit down. I just be present with myself. And in Darwin, the air conditioner. So that is silence in a snapshot, and that can last from anywhere for 2 minutes to it could be 5 or 10 minutes, depending on your discipline level. In our 30-day challenge group, a little bit of a joke going around about, last maybe 10 seconds. But building and growing on that and building that silence stamina is really helpful. It's self-controlled, it's disciplined, and really vital to the miracle morning. And it's one of the ones that I'm trying to routine proof and lock in just to develop this clearing of the mind and reducing stress straight off the bat. The next one is A for affirmations. So affirmations are essentially positive words or phrases or sentences that you speak to yourself. Positive affirmations for teachers can help reinforce confidence. It can remind yourselves of your capabilities and values, which in turn can enhance your effectiveness throughout the day. So the affirmations set positive intentions. Now, it's nothing weird. It's a mantra, could be another way of saying it. So for me, again, this might just be a couple of minutes. So S plus A, it's only 4 minutes so far, just a couple of minutes each. An affirmation that I might say is, I am curious, I'm courageous, I'm confident, I'm good, I am excellent. Smash it. Your family loves you. Step up, show up, stand up. So it's just like a mantra, some words of encouragement to yourself. It's a little bit sad, but sometimes the teacher space, in all of its irony, is a place where we don't often hear encouragements. And having these self-affirmations is one way to just repeat and foster this growth mindset, which can help prepare you to walk into the day with a proactive and optimistic attitude of 1, yourself, 2, your capabilities, and 3, truth. So affirmations is great, just a couple of minutes. Again, it sets positive intentions for your mind and yourself, and it builds your self-resilience as well. So repeating those things, maybe once, twice, or 3 times, it's nothing weird. It's just speaking truth to yourself. You could stand in front of a mirror or read it off a bit of paper or record it and play it back to you, whatever that looks like. But embedding affirmations into your morning is a really great way to prepare you and your mind and your self-confidence into the day. So I shared a bit about my experiences. So for me, the affirmations is one of those, more of a simple one that I can embed. It takes a couple of minutes, and I said a few things there, which I say to myself, step up, show up, stand up. A couple of ones for me to just explain to myself that don't be lazy, step up, education is hard, you are confident, you're strong, get up, get the job done, and stand up and model that to others as well. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful in unpacking a little bit, just scratching the surface of what affirmations are. So again, just a couple of minutes in that one. The next one is visualization. And again, nothing weirdy in the group. I had to explain this a little bit, but it's basically just visualizing your day and then going through the motions from where you are now to the end of the day, going, I've got this meeting, I've got this conversation to have, I need to do this lesson, I need to pick up the kids at this time, or I need to go to this gym class, or oh, I've got to talk to dad about this. It's just going through your day, visualizing it, and almost taking a step out of your body as a third person, and then just doing a walkthrough of your day, and then coming back to you at the 6 a.m. in the morning and then going, right, ready to do this. Let's go. So there's a couple of things in there. The main one for me in visualization is it creates clarity. This practice helps with your goals for the day. So it allows you to see those challenges that might pop up, anticipate them, and mentally prepare for them. One thing I love doing in the morning with the kids in the car is doing a walkthrough of the day. It's essentially visualizing it. And so we'd start in the car on the way, and then we go, all right, well, Ethan, what do we got first up? Are there any music lessons or lunchtime clubs or things or projects due? Then we'll go through that, and then we'll go through the pickup routine, and then if one of them has tennis or acro or ballet, and just really visualize the day, and then talk about what's for dinner, and then unpacking our bags. So I think for them, it's probably just, come on, Dad. But for me, one, it helps me figure out what the routine is for the kids. And hopefully the overflow of that and the modeling of that will help them also just kind of be clear and kind of knock out a bit of potential anxiety of the day. There might be a test happening as well. And it's just good to visualize that and go, oh, do you want to talk through this situation? And it also opens up for further dialogue. So other than creating clarity, it's also visualizing a bit of success. So speaking into that, teachers, leaders, people in the edge of space can imagine how they want their day or week to unfold. This might just be a Sunday or a Monday kind of thing. Maybe you have the mental capacity to do 5 days in a row. Me, no. So you're visualizing the positive classroom interactions. You're visualizing the outcomes, which can really improve your focus and reduce anxiety is the key word there, I think. So if you have something that's just going to go down, or something that's not going to go right in your classroom, visualize it, walk through it, and go, oh, that scenario didn't work when I responded like that in my head. Retrace your steps, go back, try again, and really think of ways to navigate through that tricky situation. Maybe there's a significant telling off that your whole class, they misbehave for a particular specialist or something, you need to address it. Visualize it, walk it through. What are the interactions? What are the outcomes? And hopefully that would reduce your anxiety walking into that. So there we have it, the S, the A, and the V, and they are the three that I'm focusing on, at least for the next week in my 30-day challenge, to routine-proof them and build on it for the next 3, which I find are a bit more hands-on-y and take a bit more time. So again, silence, couple minutes, affirmations, couple of minutes, visualization, or depending on how your day looks, between 2 to 5 minutes. So already we're under 10, and that is great. Now, someone in the group picked up and found a fast track. Someone who said, I can do this in 6 minutes. That's great, but maybe if you fly in, fly out, you've got a conference on and you've got this small 10-minute window to just punch through, yeah, sure. But to really capture the effectiveness and experience of this routine, it really needs to flesh out to a little bit more than 6 minutes. So the next one is exercise. And again, I'll just do a shallow dive into this because I think deep down we all know the benefits of exercise, and deep down we all know that we potentially have capacity to do exercise, but this is just a short burst of energy to just get your body moving and to stimulate your body. The first point in exercise is exercise, it boosts energy and your mood. I don't need to go into the science of that. It's just there's so many people and athletes and non-athletes say that. So I think that's just a fact. So for the Miracle Morning, even a short burst of physical activity in the morning can energize you. It can improve your mood, sharpen your mental capacity, and it can help you start the day on a positive note. That's fact. I think that's just going to be there. Building on that, the regularity, and that's the tricky bit. The regularity of morning exercise or morning movement or morning energy enhances your overall well-being. Again, I think that's just a fact. I'm just going to park that there. Don't need to unpack it. But if we think about the teacher's capacity, it will make you more resilient. A more resilient teacher, a more resilient leader to the physical and mental demands of the day. So essentially, you might wake up at 6 o'clock, punch out some of these savers, get into school at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and boom, you are strapped in for a good 6, 7, or 8 hours of mental demand. And option one, you can ride into that day unprepared, ill-equipped, unfit. Or option two, you can have a crack at using the exercise or energy or just moving your body and come in at least a little bit prepared, a little bit stronger, that mental edge just from the regularity of exercise. So I would love to just roll out of bed and punch out 20 push-ups, go for a 3K jog around the block, 5K cycle down to the main road and back, in a perfect world. But really struggling with the exercise part in the morning. Not exercise in general, it's just the morning part of it. So I'm thinking, do I need to shift that into the evening, or do I just put on my big boy pants and go, get up 15 minutes early and just get this done? And again, the exercise is different for everyone. For savers, it could be that 5-minute yoga thing, just stimulating the body. It could be a 6-minute jog around the block. I'm not putting distances on there, but there's more the time allocation into that. Maybe you've got a routine for the gym for 60 minutes. You do that. That's great. But whatever that looks like, it can start small, it can grow, but putting exercise into that morning routine is a really valuable and vital thing. As I said, it improves the resilience, it boosts your energy and your mood. Moving on from that one. The next one is reading. So this is one of those ones where I'm like, one of my personal goals is to read a chapter a day, usually before bed. Can we shift reading into the nighttime, or is the principle of it better in the morning? So reading in the morning, whether it's educational or motivational or faith-filled or whatever that snippet of text is that you're reading, it provides fresh ideas. It can be inspirational. It could be strategies for the classroom that you're reading. Whatever it is, reading stimulates the mind. So, for example, I have some friends that attend church and they love reading the Bible and motivational scriptures. So there's an app on their phones that's called, I think, the verse of the day or something. So it will pop up with the verse of the day, and usually they're quite motivational and life application, 1 to 2 sentences. And it can really stimulate and motivate and get your mind in the right framework to go into the day. And more often than not, some of their feedback is the verse of the day was applicable in several circumstances. So it could be as simple as never stop doing good. Could be strong and courageous. Some people might need to hear that in the morning. So reading stimulates the mind, and it can be applicable in many circumstances. So whether it's educational, motivational, or inspirational, or a tertiary text, I don't know, but reading is great. It also creates continuous growth. Now, for teachers, reading about their own field or ways they can develop helps them stay up to date, enhances their teaching practices, and contributes to this, what I think I unpacked it in episode 2, the concept of being a lifelong learner. Now, one of the great things about the Miracle Morning is that part of the strategy is, on top of SAVERS, embedding a couple of your own habits that you would like to change or implement. And so for me, one of those ones is getting to bed early. So 10 o'clock would be my ideal, but also reading a chapter a day, which is on top of this type of reading. So I would find myself reading a chapter of a book that I'm currently reading at nighttime, but also in the morning it might be the verse of the day. And again, that reading is only maybe 1 to 2 minutes, if that, but my reading at nighttime might be more like 15, 20, half an hour. So there's a little differential there. But my experiences are that when I am reading and I do the verse of the day, or have a morning mindset or morning motivation book that I'm reading through, it really does stimulate my mind. And whether that's in order of SAVER, or I just do SAV and then read my little piece, there's not really a prescribed order to do savers in. But when I do read, I do find that it sticks with me for the day. My mind is engaged, and then the kids wake up, and I'm actually having some intelligent conversations with the kids at that early moment of the morning. So reading is pretty important to embed in the morning part as well, whether it's a couple of sentences or a couple of chapters. Moving on to the last S, which is scribing, also known as writing. Now, again, probably deep down inside your cognitive thinking, you know that writing or journaling or blogging or just extracting words out of your head onto paper or a screen is helpful. Whether they're moments of gratitude, thankfulness, or journaling what's happened, or writing down your goals or concerns of the week, writing is important. And again, this could be one of those elements that could be 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Maybe you love writing and would spend 60 minutes on it. Maybe you're writing a book, and this could be a key part of that journey. But we need to think that writing helps clarify our thoughts and our goals. So I'm going to use the word journaling. Journaling in the morning helps teachers reflect on their intentions. You could be jotting down your plans. You could be organizing your thoughts, kind of extension to that visualization process. Maybe you're writing down a couple of dot points for that discipline class that you need to walk into, or that difficult parent conversation with a 3-point plan. It gives a clear direction for the day or those situations that you are walking into. Now, when you do consistent journaling or writing, scribing, it tracks your progress as well. So writing about your experiences also allows, as a teacher, to track your personal and professional growth, which can also, when you read back, motivate you and empower you. So there's lots and lots of different styles of writing and reflecting. It could be a 3-point gratitude plan which is more reflective. It could be something that you're writing to do. So you might have a plan to give out 3 gratitudes. So find 3 people that you could thank or comment on and motivate them. It could be writing down your goals. It could be writing out your affirmations. Essentially not going to tell the horse where to drink, but it's the principle of writing something down. And again, we'll be able to unpack scribing or writing in future episodes. But at the end of the day, it's helping you as a teacher reflect on your intentionality, your professionalism, and your personal growth, whether that's gratitude or maybe you're doing an assignment. I don't know. But as long as we're writing, that is one of the key elements as well. Now, there was a time in my life where I was big on journaling, and I think I did it every single day for 3 years in a row. Maybe skipped a couple of days, but they were great. And I'm not in that habit of reading through those all the time, but I've got vivid memories of writing things down, or when certain situations popped up and stuff hit the ceiling, and I journaled it. It was all there. Some things I want to remember, some things I don't want to remember, close it up, burn it up, whatever. But I distinctly recall that through that process of those 3 years, I think I filled out about 7, 8, or 9 journal books. It was a lot of writing, actually. There was such clarity. I think I did it at the end of the day, and I wrote stuff down, the situations, conversations, and there was a mix of stuff from gratitudes to goals, and then meeting those goals. It was really, really great experience. Thus, since have not done that and would look to getting back into that. And so for me personally, I'm looking at writing a book eventually. Maybe some of this content will flow into that and feed it. But still, there still needs to be a principle and discipline of writing stuff down. So that's it. That's the SAVERS framework from the Miracle Morning and Hal Elrod. Now, I'm not claiming any ownership of this. It is purely Hal's. I'm just simply taking it, interpreting it, and analyzing it or synthesizing it into a teacher space. And this framework sets up essentially positive tone for teachers. In its simplest form, helping you approach every day with clarity, energy, and focus. So, as I continue my 30-day challenge for the morning routine, at the end of this, I would love to be doing probably 30 minutes is my sweet spot. So, I'd get up at 6 o'clock, sit in silence for a couple of minutes, then I'd shift into maybe the bathroom or something where I've got my affirmation text and I'd read that out to myself. I'd look myself dead in the eye and say, I am curious, I am courageous, step up, show up, stand up, be confident, etc., etc., etc. Really just speaking life and confidence into my day to build that resilience. Then flow into visualization. So I'd probably sit down again, maybe flick on a couple of lights and just close my eyes and just visualize for a couple of minutes the flow and the ebbs and the flows of the day until I get to the end, and then rewind and then kind of go over it a little bit more until I'm happy with every kind of situation that might pop up, and I would be a little bit, or at least a little bit more prepared to walk into that situation than as if I didn't do that element. And then I'm using the word ideally. I'd either just go for a little run around the block. So there's little strategies around that. For me, it's really difficult. So going to bed in your exercise gear, having your shoes ready to go is a strategy. Otherwise you go, I'm still in my PJs, can't do it. Sorry. So setting yourself up for success, which is what I talked about. You know, these routines start at the night time. So if I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock, I'm sleeping in my exercise gear, shoes are ready to go, bottle of water's ready, so I can smash out SAV and jump on my bike or go for a quick run around the block. It might be 2 minutes. I don't know. Build your capacity, grow into that space, and then get back from the exercise. And maybe my wife's up getting ready for the shower or whatever. The kids are probably still in bed. And I'll sit down, open my app on my phone, find that verse of the day or the motivation of the day, read through it, have a little maybe re-visualization. Is that applicable? How is it applicable? Is it something I can share with my wife? Is there a conversation point with the kids to have? Is my mind engaged and activated? Obviously drinking water through this as well. And then sitting down, maybe there's a notepad you've got or a notebook. And I have found in the past, if things aren't ready, I'm not going to do them. Like with the exercise, if I'm not in the gear, it's not going to happen. Well, it might, but it's just more difficult. If the book's not ready to go, I'm not going to read it. If my notepad is not there, perhaps there's really cool, funky ones now, notepads with pre-done sections on them, like 3 gratitudes, 3 goals, or 1 thing you'd like to do today. Basically spoon feeding you this journaling experience. And if you need that, great, do it. I do. And so, yeah, getting back in from the exercise, doing the reading, and then just writing down a few gratitudes or maybe 1 thing I'd love to do for someone else, an act of kindness for the day. So that is the SAVERS framework in a nutshell. That is a little bit of how I'm implementing it, and that is a little bit about the journey of the 30-day challenge, which I've set up and have, I think 6 other people doing this along with me. 1, there's accountability. 2, kind of feeding off each other, different strategies of things that worked, that haven't worked. There's 1 person in the group that does their exercise. I don't know when they do it, but they do their run, but they also invite their kid to get on the bike and ride with them as a kind of motivation to keep going. So I really hope this has been helpful. I will be unpacking probably each of these in a bit more depth about the meaning of it for teachers, how it relates to you, and some benefits of that. And yeah, and hopefully this 30-day challenge is a big success, and that I move on from getting all my crosses, but to actually putting ticks on my page. So the crux of this is like a habit builder or a habit breaker. So if you've established bad habits over a number of years, this is an excellent opportunity and framework to really break that. If you're rocking into your day going, geez, I'm struggling with mental capacity, my energy's low, my self-worth is low, maybe this is something to really kickstart you into the right framework, into the right direction, and into the right mindset to start kicking goals, to start getting better, to start being a more effective teacher. And hey, if you're looking at leadership positions as well, this is a great, I suppose, what the concept of know yourself to lead yourself. You are leading yourself. You are leading your discipline. You are leading your future. You're leading your day. You're grabbing the day by the balls. So I'm going to leave it there. Again, if this is relevant to you, I know I waffled on there for a little bit, but thank you for bearing with and just, and supporting me in my professional thoughts here as we grow the Teachers Lounge to maybe a teacher's facility. That'd be amazing. So again, like it, share it. It's on Spotify, Apple. Send it to a friend that you think may benefit from some of this. Hopefully I'll chuck in some timestamps so you don't have to kind of find all the relevant bits and pieces. But it is highly valuable, and I'm going to stick with this for a little bit and yeah, see where it leads. Thanks again, and in everything that you do today, teach well, lead well, and inspire others, and hopefully you are also inspired. Have a good one. There we go. Thanks for listening to this episode release of the Teachers Lounge podcast. I really do hope you've enjoyed the dialogue. The information discussed today was just that, information only. It's not specific advice. If you take action on something you've heard today, it's important to make sure that you get professional advice about your unique situation before you proceed, whether that advice be legal, financial, accounting, medical, or otherwise. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or if there is anything I can do to support your teaching or leadership journey, whether it's another topic you'd like discussed or one-to-one support. If you do know someone that would benefit from listening to this episode, please remember to tell them about it, share the episode with them, or connect us on socials. I trust you're encouraged in your role, your leadership aspirations, and your ability to serve and inspire. That's it. Go do well.